Welcome, everyone. It's time for some Rialta news. News.
That's pretty good.
Was that a good one?
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Another week. Hopefully you recovered and unpacked from camping.
Nice short work week.
You know, that makes a good topic, actually.
Packing and unpacking.
Unpacking from camping. So, I think we spend way more time unpacking. Wait, we spend more time packing than we do unpacking because we still haven't unpacked for the last trip.
Well, that's true.
So we're like...
That's true. I was going to say, you only say that because I'm the one that packs for the trip.
We sort of unpacked.
And then you help me unpack. However...
We get out the perishable stuff, but you know, you're tired when you get done camping and you get done with what you have to, and then you got laundry and the
6-hour drive back home. Then you get home, and before it gets dark, you have to get everything out of the camper, all the food, all the dirty clothes, all the everything that won't be well if it's hot in there later.
Yeah, so we still need to get out there. So the easiest way to deal with all that is to have a plan, right? Checklists and plans. So
yes.
let us know if you have a plan or a checklist that could help. It would help us out. Maybe share it. If you post it, go for it. And that brings up another thing about posts. I know we're still talking about packing and preparing and all, but we've got multiple folks asking about Rialtas for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really have a place to. We're not going to make a for sale page, but we know lots of them that we see through the different groups, all the different groups,
mm-hmm.
And just wherever, Marketplace, eBay, RV Trader, right? I get alerts on all that stuff still because when we were shopping, I had that turned on. So I would like to share, and if anyone watching, if you have an RV for sale, a Rialta for sale that you're wanting to find a buyer for, no better place to find a buyer than one of these groups that people are paying attention that are into Rialtas, right?
Right.
Because they can appreciate the vehicle. So our only thoughts were maybe we use the community tab here on YouTube, which isn't used for anything else. I don't even know why it's there. Actually,
yeah.
You know why it's there. Tell us.
And it's a new thing for everybody, I think.
I don't know. It's new. It's been there forever.
For us.
It's just posts. It's just pictures. We have a few photos in there. Sometimes I'll throw a little comment in there.
It's like an Instagram for YouTube or a Facebook for YouTube.
I know. It's like the wall.
It's confusing.
I put a poll in there once. Nobody answers. Nobody goes in there. Ever.
Nobody goes in there.
Ever. And they never come back if they do. So anyway, if yours is for sale, you can post that in there and come. We're fine with that. And you put a link to it.
And if you're subscribed, it should notify.
No,
I don't know actually how that works.
We don't know how that works.
Now that I think about it.
If you know how that works, tell us.
I don't know how it works.
Yes, we could Google it. I hear you, Jen, whatever, saying, why don't you just look it up? We don't care enough to do that.
Whatever.
Someone else can do it and tell us how it works. We got enough stuff to deal with. But yeah, if you have one for sale.
Yeah, we were trying to brainstorm on how it is that we can find, because I know that the Facebook page we talk about only lets you in if you have a Rialta, and so I know some of you don't have one and you want one, but you can't get into the group to find one.
There's a few that are in the group somehow got in that don't have Rialtas, but like we have one particular viewer, subscriber, friend. Some of you we don't know for sure if we know you, but we probably sit next to you every week. But we don't know your screen names. But this cat, they can't get into. They don't have Facebook, so they're not going to get into the group
and
either way.
And that too, yeah.
But they really want a Rialta. They want to buy you a Rialta, and they're fine with one that needs some work. So you can actually sell one that's not working instead of just having the we buy junk guys drag it away for $100.
Exactly.
But we need to be able to get.
Yeah, we're just not sure how to share that information.
Because I don't want to say it on the video. I don't want to say call Bob.
Because if you see this in 3 weeks or a year from now,
it's gone.
It won't be there.
Yeah, maybe Bob's gone. Maybe that's gone. Who knows?
So we really want to share with you guys on how to find these Rialtas, but we just aren't sure how yet.
Let's all agree. Let's use that. I think it's called the community tab. You got to be on your computer, but you get on YouTube and you go over and you can put photos and comments and funny cat memes. We don't care what you put in there. I think you can post. I don't think it's just us.
I don't know if they can post on the Rialta Life. Let's check it out.
Let's all try it.
We'll all learn this together.
We'll all do it together. Yeah.
Anyway.
So we do have buyers actively seeking Rialtas for sale. Mm-hmm. Some want really fine working machines with low miles. Everything's fixed up. Some want, hey, I'll take a broken one. We got one guy wants a broken one, doesn't even care if the motor's in it. He's got his own engines put in VR6 or TDI's and do his thing. Just looking for a camper. So if you have one, you inherited your parents' camper, there's been one on your property since you bought your house, whatever, you've got some options.
Yes.
And, hopefully we can make the connection there. We're getting a few new subscribers here every couple of days.
And we do have an Instagram and Facebook page. So if you personally send us a message, then maybe we put it up on our Facebook, Rialta Life. But again, you have to have Facebook.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Just throw it up here and people see it on their TV, and then they'll go to the computer and look it up. But that's the best we got for now because I don't want to run a for sale page.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot.
But I would like to help connect because I know that if we needed to sell ours, I'd be wanting to find someone in the community that would appreciate the Rialta because Rialtas are not for everybody, and that's kind of the subject of an upcoming video you've got going.
Absolutely, I think we should do a video on 10 reasons pro getting a Rialta, 10 reasons con getting a Rialta.
Top 10 reasons to buy a Winnebago Rialta and the top 10 reasons not to buy.
Yes, because there are some people that really should not buy a Rialta.
So spoil it for us before you do the video. What would be kind of a couple of really good reasons, or concerns, or?
Well, I would say one of the biggest concerns on getting a Rialta is if you don't work on cars, don't know a whole lot about cars, probably not the right one for you.
Why?
Because it's a Volkswagen, it's no longer available, so a lot of the parts are no longer available, and it's 20 years old, plus minus, and it's a vehicle, so things are going to have to be changed, fixed, that sort of thing, and I'm very, very thankful. I would not have a Rialta if it was just me. Now, I know lots of single female women, surprised all the time how many there are out there that actually travel on their own, have their own Rialta.
They just drive them.
And they still get them, they take care of it. So if you're that kind of woman, absolutely. But me, myself, I don't know much about any of that stuff. So I have Tim here that does all the work and I help a little.
So it's not because it's an RV or a camper. It's because it's a classic.
It's a classic.
It's older.
Yes.
And it's not still made. So I imagine if it was on a chassis like a Ford chassis or something that's still being made, and you can just run down the parts store and get parts, you think that might be
easier? It would be
easier?
a little easier for somebody who can work on cars and stuff. Then yes, if you work on Ford, you can find those parts and stuff.
Okay, but yeah, have you heard in the tech talks, right? Like if your bearings go out, Dwayne is saying, hey, nobody's even making those bearings that way. They're making ball bearings. They're not making roller bearings anymore. Exactly. So they can't even get them, let alone just run down to O'Reilly's and pick them up.
Right.
And that goes for a whole lot of other parts.
Yes.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean they break down all the time. And that's the other thing. There's a whole bunch of junk on the internet about, these are terrible.
It breaks, whatever, yeah.
Sure, because when things go wrong, we talk about those things, sinkholes. In Florida, they swallow you up. Uncle Earl is down there. There's just a cable from the TV going in the hole. But it didn't swallow everybody's Uncle Earl. Sorry if that was yours.
Keep visiting Florida because it could happen.
Yeah.
That's the thing is just it's a cool vehicle, and it's a very good, well-made vehicle, and that's the thing about it is you just run them, you just take them, and like I said before, they're a lot less expensive than a lot of cool RVs. So there's a lot of good pluses in that, but again, if you're getting one and that's your last dollar and you're like, I'm just going to spend it on an RV, you probably want to make sure you can work on it.
Got a little budget for fixing.
And you're part of a group that can help you find those parts that can talk you through it and stuff.
Yeah.
They'll talk you through it.
And we're pitching, again, the Rialta Owners Group of America.
Yeah.
We pitch that. Is it perfect? No group's perfect.
Yeah.
But we really like it. Why? Because people go in there and express their opinions and things they found and things they've done. And
if you go through all the information, you can usually come out with
a pretty good idea.
Yeah, how to do it and what to get. And
you might see things in there that you decide that's how to not do it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is the cool part of an owner's group.
Yes. Very important. That's any group that you have. Really anything you have, you can usually find a group that supports you in it.
Kind of like comments when you're going to a Chinese restaurant. There's people that just hating on it. It doesn't mean it didn't deserve 4 stars.
That's right. We all check reviews. And
Yeah,
stuff,
but
so,
so what's going on in there? Well, there's a whole bunch of new owners. So back to the, hey, should you get one? Are people buying these? Or is it just a bunch of old dogs? Not really. Now, there's some folks who've been driving them for 15, 20 years,
Yes.
but there's a whole bunch of new owners lately.
There are.
I was looking through.
and some young ones.
In Roga, yeah, a bunch of brand new owners just bought them. Super excited about them.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, you know, the nervousness of driving it for the first trip. There's some cool posts in here about that.
Yes.
Drove it home and wasn't even sure. And, you know, we did the same thing. And a lot of folks did the same thing. And you just drive them. They're great cars.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of new owners. And then the other thing that's come up a whole bunch, and it came up in the tech talk, they talked about the drains, but it keeps coming up about the shower drains and how the shower works. I think it's because people don't really shower very often, but you kind of know about the shower. So what do you want to say about, can you really even shower in these things?
So can you really even shower in the Rialta? Yes, you can.
You should do a whole video on that. We should actually film her taking a shower in the camper. What do you think?
Yeah, I have to say it took 3 or 4 times for me to really, figure it out. But the last time I'm like, oh man, I really dig this. This is pretty cool because you don't have to go stand where the spiders are and in state parks. There's a lot of good reasons to shower in your Rialta. So yes, you can.
You can.
Yeah.
You got
cool.
You got to set it up right, and you got to make sure everything's in place right. And probably if you're the second, third owner, you should check on some things. We had, and we should show it because someone had made a modification in the back wall to do some work, where there was a gap, and if you used the shower, water would have gotten down into the back wall. So obviously they didn't use the shower, but that needed to be addressed before we did. But the other thing that keeps coming up, and it's in the group a lot this past week, was the shower drains. Now, if you watch the tech talk, there were some good ideas there on how to bypass the shower drains. And Gil and I were talking about some cool ways to bypass it right into the collector system for the gray and the black. But you kind of want to be able to flip a lever and do that from inside the coach, etc. But just looking at the factory shower drain, does that work every time? You just flip the switch and go? And why is there a shower drain anyway? What is the deal with that? Why is there a pump on that?
Okay, so from what I understand is that the water has to go up and then down, right? It has to stay away from the black tank so nothing gets into your...
Yeah, because
it's made in a way to get the water out.
Because the shower drain's lower than the intake for the black tank.
Yeah.
And if you connected
you have to
those
suck
two...
that water out of the shower.
You'd have black tank coming up your shower. So.
Instead of it just draining out.
So to drain while you're taking a shower, to drain that, you have to flip the switch for the pump. How do you know the pump's on?
Yeah, you hear it. Then you actually notice the water leaving.
You'll hear it. If you look down and the water's not leaving, what's going on probably?
It's just not sucking the water out.
Okay, 2 reasons. We've dealt with both.
I don't remember, so don't ask me.
Well, the first one's a shower drain reason, right? What happens to shower drains?
If they get clogged or whatever.
They get clogged. There's junk in there, dirt. That's on the floor pan part anyway. There's dirt and all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah, because every time you move your carpet up to get up in your shower, we all have to pick up a thing and move it over. Anything that was on that carpet will go naturally down there. So, little pebbles or just stuff.
Sand from the beach.
Yeah, sand. Yeah.
If your dog's hairy and you showered your dog, he's going to be hairy. So you clean out the drain a little bit. There's a screen, maybe a screen there, right? There's a cap. But also on the pump, which is back by the couch or back under your closet, there's a screened filter on the pump for that. So it unthreads and you can clean off the pump. And we've done that. I really think we posted photos of that, but we could show it.
Instagram.
If you need a video of that and you want some help on it, let us know. We will do it. We got one right outside. We can go show you.
Yeah.
Clean the screen out. Make sure the pump's good. Then you turn it on. Still won't drain. What's the second reason?
I'm not sure.
You've dealt with it.
I just know you use a little squeezy thingy.
We do. Why?
To get the suction started.
Yep. We got to prime it.
Priming the water.
Because it's pumping up and down and around, right? It needs to be priming that pump.
You need to help it along.
The pump is just a little diaphragm that's moving pressure. And if there's no water up there, 'cause it's going to drain back down, then it's not going to move any water. Pulling that air back and forth, it's not going to pull that water. So you got to prime it, just like siphoning gas out of a tank or something back in the day. You know who you are. Probably my friends. If not, you're friends of mine now.
You're my people.
You're my people. You can't do that with electric cars. Anyway, no, you burn your lips. Siphoning electricity out of a car, it's a bad idea, kids.
Yeah, that's not good.
Don't do that, kids. It doesn't work.
No.
So you prime that pump, and there's a bunch of ways to do it. Some people have those cool long tubes you use for soaking kids at the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Squirt them out. So you carry one of those. That's a little long for us. I took a simpler approach.
He went through my kitchen.
Found it in the kitchen. Didn't cost me nothing. Turkey baster.
Yeah.
We don't baste our turkeys because we put them on the smoker.
Yeah.
Or the air cooker.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Still using that. Yeah, so turkey baster, put it down in the drain, give it a few pumps. Hi, Tucker. What you do, buddy? Okay.
Puppy's fault.
Puppy. Turkey. I said turkey. He's like, Dad, you had me at turkey. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So turkey baster, give it a few pumps, and what it'll do is it'll force that water down the tube, get that pump primed, and then it's going to work just fine.
Yep.
By the way, that's normal. It either happens because you have an air leak somewhere, or it's just not sealing up with pressure. Hey, the thing's 20-something years old. There's a bunch of plastic line going up to that pump.
Yeah.
We replaced.
And it's thrilling when it does start working.
Well, we replaced our diaphragm in the pump, rebuilt the pump, cleaned out the drains, made sure there's no leaks in the lines, did everything perfectly right. Still needs to be primed most of the time, 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
So what? Takes a second, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, prime that drain before they get started on their shower, and you will have a much better evening
There you go.
with less drama.
Yes.
But yes, so we'll do a video on that shower and show you it works. But if you need details on cleaning some of that out, let us know and we can get you, point you in the right direction. I can send you links over to who's already done it.
Yes. And another thing too with our Rialta, he just changed the water heater too, because we were not getting that hot water was not staying. It kept going in and out, and then you know whenever it's old, 20 years old is a little old to have a water heater. So he just changed that out. So the last shower I took in there was nice. It stayed warm, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. So I didn't have to go anywhere and carry all my stuff and stuff in showers.
Yeah, and that's another one I could be convinced to do a video on the water heater upgrade, but it's a little bit of work to put that together.
That one was tough, yeah.
But it's a little bit of work to put the video together. So I'm willing to do it if you all want to see it. But give me some comments in there. If it's something you think you'll be considering or dealing with, I'll show you what we did. We were inspired by someone else who had done
We
one.
watched their video or saw their post.
He just had a couple of photos.
Yeah.
And they said it was tough, but they made it fit. We found a really good deal on the one we got, and it's for boat. It's for a sailboat.
But I was over it halfway through it. I'm like, why did we do this?
It's a lot
This
of
was
work.
stupid. We don't even need to use the water.
It's a lot of work. She's impatient. It's a lot of work, but well worth it.
It was a lot.
So it'll last the next 20, 30 years. So
Yeah.
it'll be really good.
It'll last us the rest.
Yeah, and it's a higher capacity than the factory water heater. So.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to
So-
see it, you can tell me, and I could be persuaded. Otherwise, I'm going to be a little bit lazy because I got hot water. So I'll be chilling out, warming up. Okay. So we got that going. The other things in Roga, really, I just wanted to say there's a lot of new owners coming on. So congratulations! We're so excited for you.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you out there. We haven't heard from a lot of folks saying where they're going to be this summer. We just talked to some folks that told us about Arkansas and some other places they're going to be going. But if there's anything going on, I know Brad and crew have a little rally going on up in Indiana area, which is like 4 days of driving from here. So we're not going to be making up to that one.
No.
But sounds like it'll be a great time. Hope the weather's fair.
Yeah.
And a few folks can make it up there. But if there's anything else going on, let us know.
Absolutely. And of course, if we want to go out, we try to put it out there. Hey, anybody going to the state park this week or whatever? So that would be fun to meet some Texas Rialta folks.
Yeah. And we got busy weeks coming up. We're heading towards, June, man.
It's already June.
Already June. It's hot, middle of summer. But we'll
nuts?
keep you posted. We'll let you know where we're going. Got my last spare tire ordered. Hopefully you got your spares figured out. I did see a post back on tires. I know I talk about tires all the time. someone had looked up the Aturos, the CV400. Now they make that in different sizes, and they put, they thought, hey, I found some, and it was 235, 75 16s. So a couple issues there. If you're going to do 235s, great, but you're changing the profile to a 75 from a 65. That's a much taller tire. So now it's taller and it's wider. Factory was quite a bit smaller than that. 195s on the front, 205s in the back. We went to 215s, but to go to 235s, it's pretty big. Anyway, something to consider. Be careful.
Just careful. Yeah.
Double, triple check the tire size before you get them and order them. And they might look like they fit just fine, but then if your air springs go down, or if you load up, or how are they around a corner under load, how's the front working, clearing everything, and they're going to affect your speedometer. They're also going to affect all of the science behind that transmission. You know, a little bit of additional radius or diameter can really affect the forces on that transmission, and that's not where you want to be.
Yeah.
So just be wise, think through it. Don't make a knee-jerk reaction and just order tires that are the wrong size.
It's important because that's, that can get dangerous. And, speaking of that too, I was just thinking that one thing I've learned, which I never really thought about before, is the weight limit in your Rialta and stuff. And of course they all say, but I hadn't really thought about before you head out on a trip, to empty your water so you lose all that weight in your Rialta, which makes a lot of sense. We try to not go with a bunch of fresh water, load up before we get to camp, instead of driving across country with a full thing of water, because then you carry more stuff, really. But just little things like that, you always have to adjust. If we bring this, let's lose this, or if, you just got to think about the weight and stuff, especially with tires, even with the ones that do fit, you just got to pay attention to weight. And
you do. And water's a big thing. Now, don't go heading into the desert and say, well, Nikki told me not to have any water.
No. Yeah, if you're going to go boondock, make sure you have water.
Make sure you have water. But maybe you put it in containers and move it to the front where it can handle the load better than the water tank in the back. But you got to think through it, and you definitely need to weigh it. Next episode, let's talk about weighing your RV, what that looks like, how you do it.
Yes.
How we do it.
Yes, I was surprised just carrying clothes down to the car, how much clothes weighs.
That's right, you got to stop wearing clothes. I told you when we're camping, we don't need no clothes.
It's just nuts. Anyway.
Yeah, you watch the comments will blow up now.
But I still bring 2 weeks worth of clothing. So.
No, hashtag keep it light. Okay.
I should.
Whoa, Tucker, easy buddy. Tucker says, hey, that's long enough. Let's go play.
That's right.
So until we see you next time,
yes, we
just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. And if you send us a picture of your camper, we'll put it up on the screen. You probably saw some of our friends' Rialtas back there on the screen while we were chatting.
While it was working.
While it was working. Who knows now? Our friends don't have any more. We need more friends is what we need. Yeah. Anyways, hey, best to all of you this week. Hope you're having a great weekend and a great week out there. And always, always, always remember
that God is good.
All the time. Amen. All right, friends. We'll see you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
You've got to dream big, or don't dream at all.